Good morning, Effendi. How are you today? Blessings upon you.
Thank you, Joe. I am disturbed and upset about the current situation of Israeli politics.
Oh, well, you have the Dome of the Rock behind you, so I can understand where this might be going, but proceed.
Israel has gone off the rails. Israeli politics no longer reflects Jewish values. And I think it's important that as a rabbi, I say it and publicly. The present government's policy towards the Palestinians, towards those living in Jenin and other cities is not Jewish. The fact that the present Israeli government is allowing settlers who are not military, who are not police, to ransack homes, to attack Palestinians on land that truly does not belong to Israel. And I find that upsetting. I also find it upsetting that more American Jews and those in rabbis and those in positions of authority who can speak out aren't speaking out. Israel has crossed the line about being a Jewish state. They have turned over policy and the government to Haredi, the ultra-Orthodox, and they do not represent world Jews, world Jewry. The ultra-Orthodox, because of the parliamentary system in Israel, is being given more power than they represent and they reflect. And we're watching it happen in Israel. There are protests. There are marches going on. So this is not just a matter of an American Jew pointing a finger, which is one of the things Israel always falls back on. Well, you don't live in Israel, so you shouldn't say anything about our country. Wrong. As long as you're a Jewish country, Jews anywhere in the known universe can point a finger and speak. And I am pointing a finger and speaking. It would be a mistake to annex any other territory. And the very fact that settlements are being established without sanction and without the government taking action is unacceptable to American Jews. Unfortunately, for the Israeli government, they are not just a country. It's a Jewish homeland. But by turning control over to the Orthodox, they are now have a different program for Jews claiming the right of return. One of the purposes of the founding of the State of Israel was to have a haven for Jews in case of a rise like Nazi Germany. Well, the ultra-Orthodox Jews in Israel are using the government to close that door so that you have to be like them and not reform or conservative or even some forms of orthodoxy. Somebody has to speak out. Somebody has to point a finger at the government of Israel and saying, you are wrong. What you're doing is wrong. And you're not protecting the Palestinian people or the citizens or the people living on the land. You're not doing any of those things. You're losing the next generation of American Jews, and you're also losing my generation of American Jews because of turning over control to the Orthodox and because of annexing, because of allowing settlers to run amok. Many, many reasons. It's time to listen to your own citizens who are marching in protest.
Isn't part of the problem that most of the funds going to Israel are not coming from private citizens, but from the United States government?
The State Department, the money that's sent to Israel, it's supported by American Jewry, not the money per se, but support for American aid. And if American Jews turn to our politicians and say, turn off the spigot, we don't want the money to go there anymore. Maybe then the Israeli government would listen. So don't make that distinction that we're talking about my giving $1 or $2 in my pushka, in my little container, in my tzedakah box. Don't look at it that way. It's the money coming from Congress, and our politicians look towards the voters, the American people. And if the American Jews are alienated from Israel and say to our politicians, this is not good, not what they're doing, Israel's going to be in big trouble. They are shooting themselves in the feet, in the hands, and the legs. They're being very short-sighted. To think that American Jewish support is a blank check. That's my message for Israel. Our support, emotionally, financially, is not a blank check. And you have now crossed the line with the way you are allowing democracy. It's not democracy anymore. Israel is not the democracy that I knew when I lived there and when I grew up. And Israeli citizens are saying the same thing, Joe.
Well, I know I don't want you to move to Israel to fix the problem because I enjoy having you too much here nearby, but we could still do Zoom chats. So let's hope that everybody figures out the solution soon, Rabbi. What do you think?
I hope so, because it's headed for a really bad outcome. And I'm not making Aliyah. I did that once. I'm not going again. So rest assured, I'm staying here in the nation's capital.